The fountain is running. That means spring can't be too far away. Oh, the sound of running water in the garden. Not only great for us, it attracts birds, as you can see. But with the migration coming, we'll see lots of cool varieties of birds visiting the fountain, and there's nothing like it. All right, our first job of the day, we're planting peas. Follow me to the garden, I'll show you what we got here. Well, for 30 years, I've been planting peas on St. Patrick's Day, but I wasn't here on St. Patrick's Day. I was in Florida. I actually brought these seeds back from Florida, and whenever we plant peas this early in the season, we always soak them overnight in water. They get 3 times the size of when they're dry, and they'll sprout a lot quicker. I've got a cool story at everybodygardens.com all about how I came about buying these seeds in Florida. All right, let's get them in the ground. Well, I was actually surprised to find pea seeds in Florida, since peas are a cool weather crop, and that's what we're planting today. Things that love cold weather, that actually you've got to get started now, because when it does get hot, they're going to quit. This is my favorite variety, Oregon Sugar Pod 2. Been planting them forever. I had compost down here already. It looked really good, but I put a little bit more on top. If you've got a bed that doesn't have nice soft compost, and as I always repeat, if you dig in there and turn it over and it sticks to the shovel, it's too wet, then just get a bag of compost, throw it on top. And we're not doing these in rows. We're just kind of throwing them out here and making just a big bed of peas, and they will need some support, and that could be in the way of just using some sticks or putting a little trellis up here. We'll see what sprouts, but usually everything sprouts, especially after you've soaked them. And I've got another trick to get them to come up, and now I'm just going to kind of push them into the ground, and we'll be good to go. I love planting peas so early because we'll be picking these again before normal people have started gardening. Just need to push them down a little bit into the ground. There'll be a couple that'll stick up, but it's okay. All right, I'm going to put some water on this and then show you my little trick to make them sprout. Well, here's my trick. It's my old 70s skylight that somebody gave me about 6 of these. I use them all over the garden. You could use a floating row cover. It would work the same way. It's a spun-bound translucent fabric. You can get it at any nursery. It's very inexpensive, and we reuse it year after year. Just put it on top, and every time the sun comes through, it'll heat up that black compost and will assure, no matter how cold it gets, these peas will sprout, and when they do, that's the start of spring. Now, I've got another little trick for some cool weather seeds that we'll put in the ground next. Whoops. So here's the trick. I'm going to mix these oxheart carrots from John Sheeper's Kitchen Garden Seeds with some radishes and put them all together in one bed, and I'll show you how that works. So we have a handful of radish and carrot seeds here mixed together. The idea being the radishes will come up first. They'll be out in 30 days. The carrots will come up a little later, and as we're pulling our radishes, we're leaving room for the carrots. It's using one bed for 2 crops. Again, nice compost here. We're not digging. I'm just going to kind of scuffle these seeds in. We'll put some water on them, and we'll be off to the races. One more thing to plant early, and we'll do that next. Can't wait to see this. This bed is our super secure rabbit-proof bed. They love radishes and carrots, and no matter how much I fence the outside of the garden, sometimes some guy leaves the gate open and they get in. You see we got a little garlic sprouting in here too, which it's fine. I can smell that. All right, one more planting. Okay, this is actually a flower bed. You can see I got this from Construction Junction. We have tulips coming up here, but the other vegetable we're going to throw in between here is spinach. This is a variety called Regiment, again from John Sheeper's Kitchen Garden Seeds. And of all the plants that we grow, spinach needs that cold weather. Once it gets hot, forget it. And we're just doing the same procedure here, and we're good. Scratch them in, give them some water. I have one more thing to show you before we finish up. And oh boy, spring is on the way. Well, one of our first blooms, Japanese Pieris, completely deer resistant, and oh, just the slight fragrance of like honeysuckle. What do you think? Oh man, I love this shrub. I'm going to take some in. Sometimes the boss walks by these things and doesn't stop to smell the pieris. All right, let's finish up. Oh, I love that. Well, we're underway. I hope you're getting started too. Be sure to check me out online. I would love for you to be a member of my Seed of the Month Club. It continues to grow. We're having so much fun there. Lots of stories and videos and blog posts there. Now, until next week, I'm going to plant a bunch of arugula, lettuce, maybe more spinach, lots of cool weather crops. We'll see you then.